All right, let's dive into something truly mind-bending. We're going to talk about a concept that stretches the very limits of consciousness. We're talking about the seventh dimension.
Just try to imagine this for a second. Picture reaching a dimension where absolutely nothing needs to be changed. A place where you're not creating or fixing anything. Because all of existence is finally completely understood. And I mean all of it, all at once.
Yeah, welcome to the seventh dimension.
Okay, so to really get our heads around this, you've got to understand that the seventh dimension isn't just the next level up, it's a total game changer. It's not another rung on the ladder, it's the very top of the ladder. So let's do a quick recap of how we got here.
So, this whole journey of consciousness happens step by step, right? In 4D, boom, we get time, a straight line. In 5D, we figure out, hey, we can actually change that timeline. By 6D, our minds are blown because we see their infinite timelines. Every single choice we make creates a whole new universe. But 7D, that's where the whole adventure of creating and choosing just ends. It's the completion.
So what is the seventh dimension, really? Because it gets misunderstood a lot. The best way to think about it is something called the Great Witness state. Here's the easiest way to picture it. In the lower dimensions, say 5D and 6D, you're a player. You're in the game. You're making moves, creating things, building whole universes. But the seventh dimension, it's the complete opposite. It's like you've put the controller down, you've stepped away from the screen, and now you're just watching. You're outside the game. And that's what leads us to the formal name for it, the Great Witness state. It's that point where consciousness literally stops being a player and becomes the silent audience, watching everything, all at the same time. It's this massive shift from doing things to just being aware of them.
Okay, hang on, because this is where things get really, really wild. Let's even try to imagine what it would be like to see from the perspective of a 7D consciousness.
Okay, so a consciousness in this state, it sees every single one of those infinite 6D timelines, every parallel universe, every possible outcome of every possible choice, and not one after another, but all at the same time. It sees the whole story of evolution, that whole dimensional octave they talk about, from 1D all the way to 6D. For this kind of awareness, there's no difference between making a choice and seeing the result. It's all just one thing, a single unified field of everything.
Just let that sink in for a second. Everything that ever happened, everything that could happen, and everything that will happen, all at once.
So it's not like you're just watching a million different movies at the same time. It's more like you're seeing one single image that contains all the movies. That's what they mean by total integration.
So here's a big question. If you're seeing everything with no separation, what happens to you, to your sense of self? Well, this brings us to this idea of awareness without an I, a consciousness that has no emotions, no identity, and no desire. Think about it. Back in 5D or 6D, consciousness is personal, right? It has an identity. It has goals. It's always saying, I want this or I want that. It's all about emotions, the good, the bad, love, fear, all of it. But 7D consciousness, it's totally impersonal. Its only goal is just to be aware. There are no emotions, just this silent clarity. It's like seeing the universe for the first time without the filter of me. Okay, I know, this is all super cosmic and out there. But let's bring it back down a little. What does this kind of awareness actually know about you? How does this giant all-seeing perspective see one person's life? Well, from that high up, you're not just one person living one life. Nope. You're seen as a whole trajectory moving through all the dimensions, like a continuous evolving vibration. It sees you as a tiny piece of the universal source, just out there gathering experiences. It sees every possible version of you, on every timeline, all as one single being. You're like one soul standing in a hall of infinite mirrors. So, if a 7D being isn't actually doing anything, then what's that experience even like? What's the point of it all? And this is where the focus shifts from the individual to the entire universe. And this is a really profound idea. From the 7D perspective, the universe isn't a work in progress anymore. It's not happening. It has happened. Imagine all of creation is this giant finished tapestry. 7D is the viewpoint where you can finally step back and see the whole thing, every single thread, all at once. So why even have this dimension? What's its job? Well, Its purpose is to basically absorb all of creation as one single experience. It's the place where the meaning of every single timeline is understood, where all the paradoxes finally make sense, and where all the separate pieces come back together into one. To put it simply, the seventh dimension is the universe looking at itself in the mirror.
And that brings us to the final threshold. If 7D is the end of the dimensional road, what comes next? What's on the other side? It's the doorway back to where it all began, the source.
Let's put it like this. If the sixth dimension is all about infinite possibility,
Then the seventh dimension is the end of possibility. There's nothing left to choose, nothing left to create. Why? Because it's all been done, and now it's just being witnessed.
and that's its ultimate role. The seventh dimension is that final gateway. It's the doorway between existence as we understand it, which you could call being, and the infinite, formless source of everything, which you might call beyond being. So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's a huge shift in how you see yourself. You're not just a person trying to wake up. You are the universe, remembering itself, one dimension at a time.